Hey guys, I'm Pete from PatrolBase. Welcome back to our beginner airsofter series of videos. Today we've dragged in Stu, our resident photographer, and also the chap responsible for running our Halo Mill Proving Grounds outdoor site. And so we thought, who better to advise on power output limits on airsoft in the UK? Now, we're only covering UK Mainland, so England, Scotland and Wales. Ireland have their own sets of limits, but generally speaking in UK Mainland, they're the same.
Yeah, so today we're going to talk about the three main aspects of power limits in airsoft. We're going to talk about the ownership power limits, the site limits set by individual sites throughout the UK, and Joule and FPS conversions, which is a very, very important factor that people need to be using on sites these days.
Now, it's worth stressing as well that we do get asked these questions all the time, online, by email, and via our little talkie-walkie chat system on the website. So it's definitely a subject worth covering. So, Stu, tell us a bit more about the power limits for owning an airsoft replica in the UK.
Yeah, so if you want to own an airsoft replica in the UK, you've got to abide by the hard legal limits set by the UK government. Anything that's full auto capable or capable of firing more than one BB with a single trigger pull, you've got to abide by the 1.3 joules limit. Anything that is bolt action or fires a single round with a trigger pull, it is 2.5 joules.
Now, it's worth mentioning again that you're never going to hit these kind of limits if you're buying a replica from our website. We always make sure we check every gun before it goes to make sure it's well within legal limits. But just be aware that if you are going to start modifying your gun, it's a limit that you have to be aware of. Also, if you're considering buying something second hand, just make sure that you've checked that power output and you're going to stay within those legal limits. Okay, so we've discussed the power limits as set by the government for owning an airsoft replica. Now let's just talk about the power limits generally imposed throughout the UK by the various numerous airsoft sites that are out there.
So yeah, we're going to concentrate on our outdoor site, Halo Mill Proving Grounds, where we run anything that is full auto as 350 FPS, anything that is semi-auto only as 400 FPS, and anything that is bolt action, like a sniper, at 500 FPS. Sites throughout the UK sometimes vary these limits slightly. For example, a DMR might be a 420 FPS. Other sites, say CQB, you are not allowed to full auto and your limit may be 328 FPS. All this is on a 0.2 gram BB. For safety reasons, we've gone on to what is called a Joule limit. This creates a much safer environment for every player on the field.
So you just mentioned Joule limits there. Just go into a bit more information about that.
Yeah, so Joule limits are a much, much safer way for airsoft sites around the UK to test your weapon whilst you're playing. For example, 350 FPS is 1.14 joules on a full auto weapon. A DMR is 400 FPS is 1.49 joules, and a sniper rifle, which is 500 FPS, is 2.32 joules, all on a 0.2 gram BB. If you were to change the weight of your BB, say to increase it to a 0.25, 0.28, or for snipers even to a 0.5, your FPS is going to drop slightly. But due to what is referred to as Joule creep, your power could increase, taking your weapon over the power limit, creating a dangerous situation for a player and an unsafe environment to skirmish with.
So there you go, guys. Hopefully that's given you plenty more information about power output limits for airsoft in the UK. Just as a quick side tip, remember, whilst most airsoft sites will say a full auto weapon can be up to 350 FPS, don't bother trying to chase that exact limit. It's not going to give you any more effective gun as if it was shooting at, say, 300, 310 FPS. So normally we'd recommend aiming for that sort of 320, 330 FPS for a full auto weapon, or for a sniper rifle, 420 to 450, something like that. Either of those would give you plenty of leeway for any upgrades you do to the gun afterwards. So, my name's Pete, this has been Stu, we're from PatrolBase, and we'll see you in the next beginner airsofter video.